a better than one. If you're watching this, you made it to 2023. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year,
guys! We're so glad you're joining us again, and guys, you made it.
We did.
Can you believe it?
We did.
We're here.
Yeah.
It's amazing. A few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, we had a show on creating your vision board.
Right.
And we know that, yes, getting into the new year resolutions and all. Yeah, coming through December, we also know that, there's a number of things we set out to do that we were not able to achieve.
Right.
So today we just want to share on a few tips that you could use to help you achieve those family goals that you set at the end of the year or have just set in this new year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So to start us off, just sharing some of the things that we have done that have helped us to actually achieve those goals. Pato and D, I know you guys and your date night story. Yeah.
Why do you know our things?
Because. What are you doing with that? Even after having set a goal to meet every have a date night every.
Well, one of the things that we have decided to do very intentionally is to ensure that it happens. We've built a community of like-minded leaders or couples that are also trying to do the same for themselves. So we keep each other accountable. And so we've decided to do it on the same day at the same time. Also, it helps because these leaders are in similar kind of work we're doing, and we're doing it together. And so when we're doing a lot of work-related, ministry-related activities, we are not clashing in calendar. Mm-hmm. So we've chosen to do it on Tuesday. Every Tuesday night, we are...
And we actually put it on the calendar.
Their calendars and our calendar.
Yeah.
So every Tuesday night, Dee and I are intentionally meeting together. And so it will be rare, unless she's not in the country, which happens somewhat. Frequent flyer.
Bali here.
But yeah, even when we are not, we try and be online, even when we're not in the same country. But so the idea behind this is just to protect that space, because we know life happens, the demands of life are so crazy. But if I know my friends are waiting for that accountability, then I gotta make it work. Because in fact, the accountability is so big that I have to take a picture and send it to them. They have to take a picture and send it to me, send it to us, and just show us what they were doing. And if it's not happened, because sometimes, it might not happen. There is a time when
at that time.
and then you explain and
you communicate your
plan
on
fulfilling.
Catching up.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really great. Wow. Yeah, that's something that you could do with a couple of friends.
Yeah.
Well, Evie, okay, really. What are some of the ways or some of the things that you do to help you achieve the goals you need to achieve? I know you're into, maiden leadership and personal development and leaders and all their many things on their plates. What are some of the things that you could share that could apply to a couple or even an individual?
So I think one of the things, it's interesting, we drew this pie chart, right? And we fixed sort of the different areas of life and sort of the ones that we are creating our goals around. One of the ways to do, there's an activity in coaching that's called a wheel of life. So this is a wheel, and then you take these different areas, just sort of like the same way we did in our activity. Relationships, finances, health, and whatever. And then you rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. So you assume from the middle towards the end.
It's 0 to.
Yeah, so like 1, 2, 3, like this. And then you shade your level of satisfaction on each area. So for example, if it's fun, right? And you come and you say maybe our fun level, our house is maybe we haven't had fun, it's too serious, so you set it at 3, so you shade it at 3 here. But maybe your finances you're doing very well, so maybe it's a 9, and so that it fills up your. Then after that you take a look at it and you figure out the areas where that you're struggling in. And the key here is that usually the area where you have least satisfaction are areas that you're most motivated to change and to improve. So that's one of the ways that you can begin to pick out specific areas that both of you can be motivated to say, hey, look, we noticed maybe our finances are okay, but the fun level in our house and our relationship has gone down. So how then do we, because that's already, it's not like you're not going to be differing, I'm not going to be saying it's fun and she's saying maybe it's health. We find things that we sort of agree on and then we can, and then we're motivated to begin to get change.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's something that you could actually add to your vision board. Yeah. Of course, moments and memories are my thing, and many times you're waiting. Who was saying life is happening while you're waiting for life to happen? Many times we are waiting for special to happen, and that can be hard, because you get busy and you're not able to do the things that, all the things that you want to do.
Right.
Good intentions and
not
enough. So the thing that I've found works is to find the moment, like in the everyday mundane things of life. For example, it's children dashing out of the house in the morning. You know how that morning rush? Something we do with the kids is that, whoever is taking them just outside school, is that we pause and pray over the day and, just before they get out of the house. Now, because you're doing that over and over again, it's something that will stick in their minds, but you're also now being able to achieve some of those goals that you've put out, on, your wellness spiritually. It's reciting Bible verses with the kids, like their memory verses in the car as you go along. It's taking dinner time, because you will have dinner anyway. It's taking dinner time and putting some rules. And I know for some people, us growing up, it was such a thing when they're telling you, oh, you have to be at the table. But you can make that, a moment where either people get to share dreams, or, the things that they want to do. It's interesting what, your children will come up with when you ask them some of those questions. Another fun thing is doing the temperament test actually with them. The realization that kids are individuals, like when you have a sanguine child and you're going on about them, how they don't keep time, they're late, but you've extended. Things like that. For example, taking the temperament test with your children, is an activity that you can do maybe before or after dinner with your kids, as in just realizing that they too are, individuals. So if you have a sanguine child and you're a sanguine parent who's been clashing with your sanguine child.
Why are you attacking? I feel very attacked.
I think it's quite interesting to realize that they are, they are individuals just like us with their, light and darker sides. So doing an activity like that with the kids is also something that can be, very memorable. That means that together as a family, so if you are working on building the connection as a family, working through your darker sides in your temperaments is a way, because together as a family you're working through that. That's something that will bring the family together. Ladies.
Ladies.
Not personal personal growth.
Personal growth.
Personal growth and brand. You know.
Yeah, well, I think one of the reasons why many times we don't meet our dreams or get to see them to accomplishment is they remain so ambiguous, and so it's difficult to tackle them. They look so scary because we've all been told if a dream is not
Too small.
if it's not so scary, then it's not big enough. So what happens is they remain in that ambiguous state, and every time you look at it, you're like, I know I have to do that, but I don't even know where to begin. So what I've learned over time is to set small goals in line with that dream. For instance, if I want to maybe concentrate on building a home, what are we going to do to make sure that we move towards that? And we talked about saving more, growing that income. So we have to set those goals. Okay, what will be our annual target for saving? What will within 6 months? What is it going to look like? Or bring it even down to, let's say, quarterly, so that every quarter, if you hit that goal, you take a moment and celebrate.
Yeah.
You review it and then move on to the next quarter, or increase it if you must. He likes to increase, like he's always setting very high goals. And I'm like, I want to set a goal that is achievable, so that I'm encouraged to work towards it. And then when I've finished acting it, I can celebrate and move on to the next step. Yeah, so take small bites of that dream, and don't leave it in the ambiguous state, because it will remain very overwhelming and you never get to tackle it.
So deep. Who is your husband?
Yes, Evie.
Yeah. There is a point, Diane, you shared about memory verses. So there was a time Aiden, our son, had to do a particular memory verse, and he hadn't done it. So we said, on our ride to school, this is what we have to do. So we said it so many times. By the time they had gotten off and was proceeding off to work, the Uber driver was literally saying the memory verse off head. I was like, I didn't even know that I can memorize scripture.
Wow.
Like I have now learned. So definitely. So that is an interesting part. Our home right now has become very entrepreneurial. So it's been interesting. So our daughter has really gotten into the conversation. So one of the things actually this past weekend we talked about was her starting a business. So she's done the research, she's done everything else. So it was interesting seeing her that I want to start making my own money. And I thought, what better stage than this for her to start?
How old is she?
She's 16.
Wow.
So by the time she's leaving home, she's
Yeah.
already learned some crucial things.
Financial.
She's failed.
Yes.
She's done all those.
She's succeeded.
She's succeeded.
Yeah.
She's known how to follow up at people.
Payments.
So yes, for payment
Right.
and how to grow it.
Yeah.
Not just do it, but do I get a new location? Do I get someone else to run on the,
Right.
So it's been quite interesting because that's all she's seen right now. The conversation around the table is, so what next? What are you doing? Oh, I'm growing this, I'm doing this. So I think just within home, you can already influence your kids by what you say and what they're seeing you do. Many times I've seen it's just in the negative side when you have aunties who help, nannies who help. You hear a child say, "Oh no, when you grow up, will you be cleaning your room?" No, I'll just hire a nanny. And I always tell many parents, those are your nannies, they're not theirs. So we have to train kids. I think the planning more comes when you look at it, it's for us to train our children. It's not more so for us. So involving them in the planning is important. For them to know. So you say, what are your goals this year? Because if they can't achieve certain things, when they grow up, we're not setting them up to succeed.
Yeah.
Because the wealth you have, in as much as you pass it down to them, but they need to learn how to create their own wealth.
Or to grow it process. Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you have something else?
No. Heard something from the Bible, about planning, and I felt it's so also fundamental in when we plan, because we are not assured of tomorrow most times, but because we can trust God. It's from Proverbs 37, Psalms 37:5. It says, "Commit your way to the Lord, and He will establish them." So whatever we plan,
Or to commit it
to commit it to God, and He will surely establish it. We've
Yeah.
seen it happen when we've written out things and prayed about them, even just the kids, involving them, like what Evie has just talked about.
That's powerful.
And it's powerful when the answers come and they can see clearly that God has answered this.
Yeah.
right.
God has answered this. Yeah.
Actually, that reminds me of the gratitude jar.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's something that you also mentioned, about setting, breaking down your goals,
Yeah.
and then stopping to celebrate,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
So a gratitude jar is also a really good way,
Yeah.
that, whether you do it weekly or daily can be hard, but maybe weekly, or even monthly, to just look back on what the month has been and celebrate that, and just write it down that, at the end of the year, there is something that you can look back. But of course, as our coach would say, as in celebrating helps you, give you that extra push to, then go to your next goal.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
something else that we can do?
So, well, there's a lot, I guess, that we can build on. But one of the things I think that's important, and we did here, I don't know if we talked to the guys about, and that is, well, we do have what is it called? A vision board for us as a couple, and also individual ones.
Yes.
And that's an interesting conversation. I was just saying that it might take another 6 episodes or so. But I think that one of the things that you want to do, and I find this to be important, is as an individual, you do need to establish your own goals. Have your own sort of vision of what you want, what it is that you want to see as a person. But then do not forget to come together as a couple and say,
Right.
so then what do we want to plan for? What is it that what are we dreaming for our family? What are we dreaming for our relationship? What are we dreaming for the people around us, and so on and so forth? And I think that to what Dee had mentioned there, I think we could err on both sides, right?
Right.
So a couple sometimes could lose their individuality, where
Yeah.
you have
Coming
no
together.
right.
Yeah.
So it's like we are one. The two shall become one, but then the one disappear, right?
Yeah.
So now I don't have any dreams. I don't have any visions, and what happens is if we continue, if a couple continues like that for a long time, resentment comes in,
Resentment, yeah.
bitterness comes in, and can be problematic. On the other hand, if everyone is doing their own thing,
yeah.
Right.
then again you have the individual persons prosper, but the relationship struggles.
Yes.
And so I think the idea is to have a healthy balance where I have my own goals, I have the things that I want, but I give the same juice that I give to mangoes to the relationship, and to
Yes.
say, this is what I want us to be, this is what
That's
we
right.
want to become.
Yeah.
This is where the date nights are helping, taking the not experiences together help, because it pushes us together so that our individual goals do not sort of pull us apart, but they
Right.
push us together.
Right.
Right.
And I think which is really important but easier said than done.
Right.
Especially if you're used to doing you. I know the conversation on money. Your money is our money. My money is my money. We'll get into that conversation another time. But what are some of the, easier ways or examples where you have come together to support dreams? These especially, there are so many ladies that I know that either have given up career to raise children, or put their dream on hold, for a husband to pursue a degree or whatever, and then they've put their dream on hold. With a silent hope, probably sometimes unsaid, that know that when your goal is done, then we'll pick up on mine.
Right.
Or just because you're the man, we just have to follow the man.
Yeah, and you're opening up a can of worms.
I know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's a conversation for another day, and we will get into it.
Yes, we are.
But yeah, just some of the things that we can do, ways that we can bring these visions, together without losing
Our
our
individuality.
individuality. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you want to take that? Oh, well, because let me just
You can
say.
start.
Okay, I'll start. I think that in bringing the visions together, it helps, in fact, build intimacy. And oh my goodness, intimacy is a whole nother animal in marriage. But there are times and seasons where Dee and I, there are things I am strong at and gifted at, and I know it. Thank you very much. I know.
We see the hand
But
come
also,
up.
likewise, there are things that I know that I am not good at, and I know it. But and she's good at those things, and she's brought her strength in achieving or realizing the dream or the vision or the plan. She's a very detailed person. She's very good at writing. She's very good. I am visionary. I see the thing in its big picture form. The details on how to get that sorted, that's a lot of work. Can we give it to someone else? And she picks that up very easily. And she says, okay, so this is what you see. How can we get that going together? And so with her visions and dreams and all of that, things that are tailored to her, one of my goals in life is to see how we can blow that up and put all the cosmetic juices, and then and she gets to add value step by step, one step at a time, build to where it needs to go. That's both for her, but also on the things that are directly tied or to me, and those that are tied to the both of us. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Dee.
No, well, he said most of it, but what I really wanted to speak about is how I think when we got married, going back there, I was like that young bride that is now live and cleave and what. Yeah. And so, yes, I had a career, I had work, and I could just, do the work and be, excellent at it, because I'm also always I'm kind of a perfectionist in some instances. So when I'm working at something, it has to be 100 or precise.
Yeah, I see you guys. We see you.
Yeah, but I think I didn't realize that I had lost out on some of the aspects that make me me. Yeah, in just going all in and to that point of and yet those things that make me me are the ones that bring the vibe to the marriage as well. Until later, after we had a baby, and then I was like, okay, now what next? First of all, that whole phase after childbearing, it's by the time the baby gets out of that 4th trimester, you get out of there's some sort of rebuilding intimacy.
You need to,
And in that phase, I was so lost, and I felt like I needed to find myself. And what I did was to sign up for a personal growth course, and it helped me. And in the process of helping me get back to that place of where I know what I'm good at, what I'm here for, it helped me connect back to him. Yeah, because before I was always like, why aren't you spending time with me? I want to be with you all the time.
You are that
he's everything,
Right.
I made him everything. And so it was overwhelming and weighing down on him. And so I had to rediscover what is it that I'm good at. And for me, it was that journey of going back to do a personal growth, a year-long personal growth experience that helped me rediscover some of those strengths, things that made me a better person, and then surprisingly it connected us better.
When you're better,
Yeah.
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 you're better together.
Yeah.
Yes. Where is?
Mm-hmm. And what might the question be?
How have you brought, like, what has been your experience just bringing your dreams and experience together?
Can I share that?
No, start first.
But I thought I just went. I want to hear
Okay.
brilliant ideas.
It's okay, guys. We'll be here. for a while.
Well, wait.
Well, I think our journey has been. I think when we met, got married, first we actually planted a church before we got married. We were dating.
Oh.
Crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
The church was older than us.
Yeah.
Then your marriage.
Then our marriage. You know, I think then I would say I pretty much really did put down my
Yes.
dreams
Yes.
and followed him. And I did that very easily because that's all I saw my mom do.
Right.
My dad was a surveyor
Yeah.
with a power company and he traveled a lot. My mom was a teacher. And anywhere my dad went, my mom packed up. She quit her job, packed up and left. So my two elder siblings, brother and sister, were born in Uganda.
Ah.
Yeah, in
Your mother-
Entebbe
So you
and in
returned.
Jinja.
Yes,
This
you guys.
Ethiopian.
Ethiopian Ugandan.
Yes, then our last two, me and my brother, were born in Mombasa.
Yeah.
Because you realize that's where my dad was.
At the time.
So when it came, when we actually met, he asked me a question. He says, I'm going to be a missionary and I'll travel a lot. If I asked you, if we were asked to go to Somalia, would you come? I said, yes.
Because I've seen it.
I didn't even
That's
think twice
twice
about
about
it
it.
because that's all I knew.
Wow.
So I would say like God prepared my family in that way,
Yeah.
knowing who I was gonna meet,
That's so good.
and then it
Voila.
yes,
Yeah.
you know, and so we've
So he
traveled a
found
lot.
a soft land. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
You know,
Thanks
so we
to
traveled
God.
a lot, and I just packed up
And moved.
and moved.
Yeah.
You know, and that was almost 18 years of our lives.
Yeah.
Almost 17.
Yeah.
You know, of our marriage. Really.
Yes, yes.
And so now is when I'm really building on some of the things that I've really been passionate about, you know, doing, and he's come alongside, you know, even as he does his own thing, but really supporting
Pushing.
and seeing how that happens.
Oh,
So,
that's sweet.
yeah, but it was so much fun. It wasn't even like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I was like, yes,
Let's
let's
do
do
it.
this, let's do this. Homeschooled children
Yeah.
and not so much.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, it's interesting because it wasn't hard for me, I guess. She obviously made it easy for me. I'm not sure whether it's because she saw it from her parents or because she was madly in love. When she said, yes, we'll go to Mogadishu. No, but it
That
was...
too.
Let's
it
add
was-
the love part.
Yes.
It's okay.
No, it made my work easier.
Yeah.
I'm always quite driven in the sense of when I want to get things done, then, you know, big vision, big things, get them done. And so I really didn't want to have what, and I'm very grateful for her because I really do not like drama in my life. You know, or we're constantly bickering and okay, so are we gonna make this decision or not? And I think that allowed me to push and do this and accomplish the things that I was able to accomplish. But interestingly, also, it was a blessing for the kids because the kids, she was present. She was very, very present. And so, you know, the kids have fingerprints all over the issues, the school stuff, everything that was involved. We've moved a lot. She's always been there. And that has made my work easier. Now the seasons have changed, you know, things have changed a little bit. I think it's much easier now to try and formulate a new season of life.
Right.
It's stressful, but I think we're able to handle stress pretty well. High intense stress, very, very high stress, very well. And I think those years of being able to give and take. And also to say something here, there's a game of give and take. Eh?
Yeah.
You have to, there's times you'll be giving 100%.
Yeah.
It'd be like, like I guess what Dee was saying. I mean, the kids show up and
it has to be done.
You pack your life
Yeah.
and things change. But once the kids grow up, and I want to say this maybe to some of the sisters who are watching, it's your time to shine. Your 40s and 50s, man, the kids are out, and you can really, really do much in terms of just flexing and growing your wings to fly. So.
Awesome.
Wow.
Thank you for sharing. I think that the team realizing that this whole, because I mean, if you flourish and he flourishes, you flourish together. Realizing that it is not one against the other, that you are one as a team. And then now just working at that means that, you will support when the other person needs support, because then you're winning together. And I think that that's very key. Even just some of the goals that you have set out, our friends, Lenny and Laura, exercising together, getting on a health journey together, so that while other people are eating, I don't know what, sausages and I don't know what in the home, and then you're
eating grass,
right? If the family joins along on that, it makes it so much easier to be our greatest cheerleaders, for each other. We are looking forward to journeying with you really on achieving these goals, and I know that we'll share more on the different aspects, the 7 that we shared earlier in the previous episodes, and just walking the journey with you on that, and just sharing what our experiences have been, what we are learning, and what we are doing. Thank you for joining us. Happy New Year once again. Have a blessed 2023.
That's right.
Right.
See you on the next episode.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.